So by simply looking at my YouTube channel, and by this, I mean looking at me, bro, you would never have thought that I'm a Muslim. And to be honest, when I was creating this YouTube channel, I wasn't thinking of talking about my beliefs or religion. I just simply wanted to create content that would benefit young men, that would inspire them to become more disciplined, stronger, to abandon bad habits, yada yada yada. But then I thought to myself, well, my religion, my beliefs, my values, they played a huge role in my self-development. So why not mention it briefly? But just a quick clarification, my boys. I'm not here to preach religion. I don't want to be seen like one of those Jehovah's Witness NPCs that keep bothering me every time I go to the city center.
Would you like to listen to a Bible verse, sir?
Leave me the hell alone, woman. So if you've watched my self-improvement journey video, then you probably already know, as a teenager, I was a huge, big-time, full-time procrastinator. All of the bad habits, video games, junk food, vaping. I mean, I can make a whole rap song with just them words describing the bad habits that used to be part of my daily routine. No cigarettes and no alcohol though, thank God. Still, I was a mess. I was raised in a Catholic family, but I didn't feel connected to the religion. As a matter of fact, at the time, all I saw in religion was just simply a tyrannical system that was trying to keep me away from any kind of pleasure or happiness. And to be honest, those Catholic priests, yeah, they were kind of assholes. And they did make the religion look bad to me. So obviously, as a young teenager, full of hormones, I rebelled. Just imagine this Catholic priest just coming up to you, he has a big belly, and he's like, oh, you ate a whole bag of chips? The devil will visit you tonight. Like, dude, whatever, your belly looks like the devil visits you every night. But what do you think would happen every time I would fulfill my primal animalistic desires? The same thing that happens to everyone, and I'm pretty sure you all can relate. You get this existential crisis. Is this really how I'm going to spend the precious hours of the day? Am I really going to be a mindless consumer, just living my life, consuming the stupid content, degenerate porns, artificial food? Like, is this literally that there is to life? Guess what would follow? More pleasure, because that's the easiest and quickest solution to this existential pain. Just numb it by stuffing yourself with more junk, chasing dopamine all day long. And that's the solution that most people in the West have chosen. Most people nowadays think that discipline and happiness are like contrary to each other. That you either have one or the other, there's no way around it. They have abandoned their values, their beliefs, their traditions, their religion, because they saw them as things that were holding them back from fully enjoying their lives. Are they truly enjoying their lives after abandoning those sacred things? Or where has it led them to? High depression rates, high suicide rates, low testosterone levels amongst young men who have become those weak spurgs who let their girlfriends and wives hug their male friends as a form of a greeting. Oh bro, it's just a greeting, chill, don't be an extremist. Come on, man. When you think of developing yourself as a person, right, as an individual, whether you are a man or a woman, there are two things that come to mind: being disciplined and understanding the idea of delayed gratification. Struggling now, in the present moment, doing something which you don't necessarily feel like doing, so that in the future you can reap the fruits of your labor. And when we think of religions in general, one of the fundamental ideas is the afterlife. And how do you get to have a successful, cheerful afterlife? Well, through following a certain code of behavior, a certain list of practices, and becoming a good person, so that later on you can go to heaven, or you can have a good karma and be rewarded for your deeds in the past. That's delayed gratification right there, at the very foundation of religion. So when I was 16 or 17 and I saw my Muslim classmates talking about how they pray 5 times a day and they fast during the month of Ramadan, I was genuinely impressed, because those were normal kids. Those were just average teenagers, not some crazy guys from the caves in Afghanistan. Just normal kids just telling me so casually their whole lifestyle is based around certain practices, the habits that they follow that are part of their lifestyle. I was genuinely impressed by it, because I saw in it something that I did not see in what the Western society had to offer me. And that was the main thing why I converted. Yeah, no theological debates, no deep theological issues, none of that. I was just genuinely attracted by the discipline that was at the foundation of the religion of Islam. And later on, as I converted and I started developing the habit of praying 5 times a day and of fasting and reciting the Quran and all those practices, right, I developed this foundation of discipline in my life, which later on transitioned to other areas of my life, right? When I wanted to establish the habit of reading books, or when I wanted to start meditating, or when I wanted to start eating healthy, because I already had this lifestyle of some kind of a discipline. I already understood the concept of delayed gratification. And the same goes for getting rid of the bad habits like vaping, social media, and junk food. To give you an example, think of a man like Andrew Tate. He's rich, he's got a ton of money. He can get all the pleasures. And as a matter of fact, he has experienced a ton of pleasure in his life. Not like going to the McDonald's, eating some ice cream. No, like high-level pleasures. Good champagne, good parties, amazing women. And still, in the end, he said it's not worth it. Reject degeneracy, embrace God, embrace values, embrace discipline. And he converted to Islam. So if a man like this says something like that and does something like that and converts to a religion, that says a lot. Fair enough. I'm not saying you have to convert to Islam in order to understand this. But my message, my point is, we as humans, we need certain values, certain beliefs. We need to follow a code of behavior. We need to have a certain level of accountability for our actions in order to lead meaningful, happy lives. Because if we really just gonna be those mindless consumers, living from one iPhone release to another. Oh guys, did you see this new iPhone coming out? Like, it's the same thing every single year. Why are you getting hyped up over it? Is this really all there is to your life? If we're gonna just lead this kind of a lifestyle, what are we left with when there is nothing sacred to hold on to? We are left with nothing, with nihilism, just nothingness. That's about it. Happy Ramadan to you all. And as always, keep your balls full and your stomach empty.